What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boy, the Squirrel. Today we're looking at a little Jimmy versus the United States of America. Jimmy, you son of a... Hi. Anyway, it's a piece of Jimmy Carr. It's from the Jimmy Carr official YouTube page. It'll probably be slam, knock, bang, boom, knocked out of the pack. Who knows? Maybe it'll, maybe not. Maybe it'll just demonetize it, which is fine. Yeah, maybe I'll be lucky. Anyway, we're going to try to look at some Jimmy Carr for tomorrow. Just something different. I came across this one day. I saw my newsfeed and I was like, save that for later. And today I was like, I'm just going to go pick something off the for later list. And I got Jimmy on for later. If you're new, don't be here later. Stay now. Watch the video and then you can subscribe for later. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go.
They say travel broadens the mind. Except with Americans, which tends to widen the arse.
Wow.
A lot of people quote the fact that only 10% of Americans have passports. The thing is, they say it like it's a bad thing. Don't get the wrong idea, I've got nothing against Americans. Just one came up to me after a show a couple of weeks ago and said he thought I was patronising. I said, well, I think you'll find that's pronounced patronising. It means when you talk down to someone. Don't worry, I'm not being condescending. I'm far too busy thinking about important things you wouldn't understand. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Did you know you're 10 times more likely to get mugged in London than you are in New York City?
Really?
It's because you don't live in New York City. See, my favourite news story of the last year came from America. I'm sure you all saw this story in the papers or on TV. It was a story about a man in Utah, an American man, who he was out rambling in the wilds of Utah, the beautiful desert landscape, and there was a rock fall, and he got his hand trapped underneath a massive boulder, and he had to sever his own hand in order to walk to freedom. Incredible story about human courage and spirit. Did you all see that story? Well, I can't believe anyone saw it and didn't ask themselves the question, because I think it does beg the question, would I be able to do that? I've given it quite a lot of thought, and I think, yes, I would be able to do that. What do I care about an American's hand?
Oh, Jimmy.
If it's life or death, I'll cut his fucking head off. The other story that sort of tickled me from America, not quite as inspiring, I'll be absolutely honest with you, was the story of an English woman and an American man. This made the papers earlier in the year. They were flying from JFK to London Heathrow, never met each other before, flying in first class. They just knew each other for 8 hours, and they were arrested as they came into land at Heathrow. And the reason they were arrested was because the lady was fellating the man. I mean, sucking off. Yes, as they came into land, the lady was fellating the man. I myself prefer a boiled sweet. I just can't quite imagine how that happened. Presumably, at some point, she turned to him and said, "My ears are popping.
Yeah.
Have you got a boiled sweet?" And he said, no, I haven't, but I've got an idea.
Now the boiled sweet makes more sense.
You going to McDonald's? You might go in there later on. You might need a poo. Have you noticed how underneath McDonald's it still says restaurant? Who's that for? Who doesn't know what McDonald's do? And also, restaurant. Is it a restaurant? Really? You guys are a couple, right? How long have you been together? A year and a bit. OK, so long-term relationship, a year and a bit, you've been together. How annoyed would you be, madam, on a scale between 1 and fucking very, if next Valentine's he said to you, yeah, I booked a restaurant, yeah. Yeah, I spoke to the maitre d'. Yeah. Ronald, I think his name was. He was either the maitre d' or a 5-star general, because he had the whole bit, oh, yeah. I've organised a table for 2 and he recommends the filet-o-fish.
Got us a window seat over the trash can and the soda fountain. It's gonna be a good time tonight, honey. It's a good time.
You'd fucking kill him, wouldn't you? And who doesn't know what McDonald's do at this stage? You'd have to have been living underground for 25 fucking years.
I don't get that. Everybody clapped and applauded, and I'm just gonna be honest, I totally missed that freaking joke.
Was ist das? Hamburger. Schnitzel. Schnitzel for the fritzer.
Had schnitzel the other night. Very nice place called the Munich House. Delicious schnitzel. Jimmy.
I got stopped outside of McDonald's. This guy said to me the other day, he said, this cheap food is only made possible by GM farming, cruelty to animals and the exploitation of workers in the third world. I said, all right, hold up. You had me at cheap food. I'm going in, there's no need for the hard sell. All that other stuff is just a bonus.
Wow.
It's very much like, after talking to you for about an hour, it's like being at a dinner party and realising you're the only one on cocaine.
It's not me. It's the video. It doesn't match up right here. But we'll just listen to the jokes and laugh. I'll close my eyes and pretend that it's Jimmy.
You find yourself thinking, they're not a very chatty bunch. If it wasn't for me, this would be shit. I was going to tell you a story about a gig I did recently. I did a gig for Mojo magazine. It's a big, pop magazine. And did a gig, it all went well. I was doing their award show for them. They invited me on. They said, yeah, will you do our awards? I said, my pleasure. Lovely. Lots of rock stars and rock chicks would be cool. There was the awards there. I was just doing sort of 10-minute stand-up to begin with. I told a slightly anti-American joke. I said, of course, in Britain, we've got eat as much as you like restaurants, whereas in America, you've got eat as much as you can. You've added that important ingredient, competition. So not only could you be enjoying a delicious meal, you could be beating a personal best. Thus the necessity for 3 pockets on the back of your jeans, you fat fucks.
3 pockets in the back of the jeans. I don't know where the fuck Jimmy's getting his jeans from, but I've never owned a pair of jeans with 3 pockets on the back, but thanks, buddy. I will admit, though, he's right. You go to, like, a buffet or all-you-can-eat restaurant or whatever, it seems like everyone's like, oh, man, I'm gonna wrap it up. People are like, you only had 3 plates. You seriously? Man, fuck, it's $11.99. You're only gonna eat 3 plates? Come on. It happens. I've been there. I've been pressured. I've pressured.
And a voice from the back of the room shouted, fuck off! I thought, I presume you're American, are you? He said, yes. I said, think of it as friendly fire.
Wow.
He then shouted, fuck off again, but louder. I thought, well, I better deal with this. I said, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason I got into comedy and doing this kind of thing is because I thought it would be a bit of a fanny magnet. I wasn't expecting a cunt like that.
Wow. That's good, though.
At which point, the editor of Mojo magazine, who was sitting just down here, got up and looked like he was going to come around and pull me off. Not like that. That was funny, well done.
Yeah, right. Good job on the jokes.
I sort of signalled to him to stop. I signalled to him to stop. I said, I'm sorry, sir, it's a cheap shot. It's a bullseye, doesn't matter. And I apologise unreservedly, sir. I did not mean to... Well, I mean, the thing was, the line got a laugh, but then there was an audible, ooh. Ooh. I thought, well, who have I told to fuck off? It was a guy called Anthony Kiedis. Who's the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I'd noticed on the way in that he was on the cover of Mojo magazine, and I wasn't. I thought, this is a social faux pas of epic proportions. And I thought, well, I better apologise unreservedly. I said, I am sorry. If I've caused any offence, I'm sorry. I did not mean to call you a cunt. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you don't have the depth or the capacity to give pleasure. I'd say comfortably 4 minutes later, I was presenting him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. I broke up with a girl once because she lied about her weight. I say that, she died in a bungee jumping accident. You see, because she was heavier and...
We get it, Jimmy. We get it.
Has anyone got anything he could be colouring in? You look like some kind of surfer dude. What's your name?
John.
John? Where are you from, John?
The United States.
Well done.
Ooh.
John, do you know the difference between a British soldier and an Iraqi soldier?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know the difference? you do, John? What are you doing over here? I don't need to check your papers. I'm just checking, just asking.
I'm a college professor on vacation.
You're a college professor on vacation. Okay, sounds like a setup for a movie.
This guy's going to take more offense than normal.
And then he asked me for a fag. Oh. Fanny? I thought he meant bum. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you teach?
I teach philosophy and religious studies.
Philosophy and religious studies. Well done. So, do you teach philosophy to the brighter kids, and then if they don't get the hang of it, you go, I just believe in God, don't matter.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's great.
Is this racist? Do Chinese people have guess who?
Wow. By the way, I want to know the punchline of the Iraqi and English soldier joke.
I tried that joke for the first time in a tiny little 50-seater theatre above a pub, and there was a Chinese lady front and centre, and she laughed enough that she sort of bent forward, and it looked like I'd gone, no. Creepy. Genuinely weird. I like to think of myself as an equal opportunities offender. I like to think I offend everyone and therefore no one, because it's kind of a blanket bombing approach to offence.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not picking on any group, and also I'm not really making any points, am I? I'm just trying to make you laugh for a couple of hours. That's my only job in this world. I'm not trying to make any points or change anyone's mind about anything. And the best defense of a joke is always, it's just a joke. I was only joking. Relax. I'm just trying to make you giggle. When you try and say something that's true, earnestly, from the heart, that's when it can fuck up much more spectacularly in your face. I've got a story about this. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. It's a story about PC blowing up in a friend's face. So this mate of mine, it's quite a long story, which is unusual for me, but it's a doozy, you'll enjoy it. This mate of mine runs a comedy club, okay, at a university. He's in his mid-60s now, he's been running it since the early 80s, it's a legendary club. Anyway, runs this thing, he's quite a right-on kind of guy. If there's a petition to sign, he's signing it and forwarding the email to me. If there's a march to go on, he's on the march. Very right-on, political, involved kind of guy. Anyway, he runs this comedy club. This incident happened about 12 years ago. He decided to put on a night of American stand-up comedy. There happened to be 3 American stand-ups in London the same weekend. Okay? So he decided, well, instead of just booking one of them, I'll book all 3 of them. We'll make it like a themed evening, like the 4th of July. We'll get hot dogs and Budweiser and what have you. It'll be fun. So everyone comes to the evening. There's like 300 people in the club, and he's all excited about it. The first act goes up on stage. He's a black American stand-up out of New York City, and he does what I would refer to as an Uncle Tom routine. If you're not familiar with the terminology, that means he did a racist routine. All his jokes were based on negative, racist stereotypes. He got away with it. He was a very charismatic performer. He was very handsome, but the material was, it was terrible. I mean, it was like, at best, it was white guys drive like this and black guys drive like this. Nonsense, ill-observed nonsense. At worst, it was stuff that would make your skin crawl.
That back in that day.
He totally got away with it that night. He got a big round of applause at the end of about half an hour set, and he walked back to the green room at the club, and my mate went in after him, and he went up to him, and he said, I want a word. You'll get paid for tonight's gig, there's no problem with that, but you would not be welcome back at my club telling those kind of jokes. I think it's racist, I think it's wrong. I don't think it's okay for you to tell racist jokes just because you're a black guy. I think, if anything, you should know better. I think it denigrates the struggle of the African-American people, and you can never say that no one's told you so, because I'm telling you so right now. It's racist and it's wrong. And the comedian went, I agree. When you're right, you're right. But I'm the other black comic. I haven't been on yet.
And it ends after the story with a perfect oh man, that was a lot of like that just lame ass, just taking the racist dig because you could in a joke. It was a lot of the 90s and early 2000s for everybody in every race. That's pretty funny, man. What a good twist at the end there. See, there you go. Oh my goodness gracious. Anyhow, that was Jimmy Carr. I enjoyed those jokes. I enjoyed it. This is fun. He's a funny little guy, and he makes some funny jokes. The Anthony Kiedis story was great. I love that we got a couple of good stories out of Jimmy. You know, just something fun. I try not to interrupt it too much today. I just kind of want to sit back and enjoy it with you guys. Enjoy the craft of Jimmy. I could see, it appeared anyway, that the college professor seemed a bit uneasy. Almost like, don't be talking to me, you know. But I expect that out of him. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, covered it all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The bungee jumping girlfriend. Oh boy, Jimmy Carr, it's good to have you back on the Look Squirrel YouTube channel. Thanks for the laughs. Squirrel Squad, it's good to see you guys. You be good to each other, all right? Take care of yourselves. Scroll out.